Hello, my name is Przemek Chojecki and this is my YouTube channel. In this very first episode, after the intro, I want to say what I got and how I got into data science and machine learning. Because my background is in pure mathematics, what I did was I did studies first in Warsaw, then I moved to Paris to École Polytechnique when I did my master's in mathematics. Then I stayed in Paris for my PhD, and then finally I went to Oxford to be a research fellow and a lecturer, also in pure mathematics. So how did it happen that actually I changed from pure mathematics into data science? It's not that far away, but still this is the question I got asked many times over, because there are so many people who actually want to get into data science, get into machine learning and find the first data science job. So I'll tell you a little bit more about my road into that. So back in 2015-16, I started thinking about how I can approach automation in mathematics, because I began to saw that actually many proofs, many mathematical pieces are actually very hard to understand for people who are not experts in a given domain, and many times it's almost always 200 people, 100 people who can understand a given piece of mathematics. And because of that, the whole process of doing science is very long. So actually you have to wait for your paper to be reviewed. There are only a handful of people who can review that paper. So basically from the moment you actually accomplish something to the moment it got published, more often than not, at least a couple of months will pass. Or even a year or two. That's also a common situation. So I was starting to think, okay, how can we actually maybe make those reviews purely automatically? And then as the next step, how can we actually help mathematicians do more mathematics and be more creative by taking some of the mathematics that they were doing and passing that to the computer. So thinking about those issues, I got into formalization of mathematics, formal logic, stuff like that. I have written the whole piece about it once I understood it a little bit better in Deep Algebra paper, which you can find on the archive. And basically this is how it started. So it was very mathematical. I didn't know very much about deep learning at the very beginning. I started reading papers. So this is what mathematicians do. They read papers, and this is what scientists do in general. So I approach computer science in the very same way, just picking up references from a paper that interested me because I didn't understand much at the very beginning, and then trying to go backwards and try to see all the references that are meaningful. So this whole process actually took really months to first get into that. But at some point I thought that, okay, I know a little bit about what's going on, and maybe I can add something to that knowledge with my perspective coming from pure mathematics. So this was my very start in data science. I didn't know how to code back then because I hated coding. It's much better right now. Okay, maybe I knew a little bit of Python, but that wasn't really much. So that wasn't really doing my own data science models, doing my own machine learning models, and compiling those. That only came later, while I came from this very abstract theoretical perspective and then started to learn more about how I can implement those algorithms, how the whole thing works. So this whole story is actually about going from very theoretical background into very practical applications that I'm doing right now, and going back and forth between those. So because of my mathematical background, I have a good perspective on the whole theory, but then I need to hone my practical skills on a daily basis. So I got into coding later on and just coded my way into data science, and I think there's no other way. So coming from this perspective, I think that if you want to get into data science, then you should start coding as soon as possible. I'll probably make another video about that, how you should get into data science, but to sum it up, I think that the best thing is just look the code up online. If you have a project in mind that you want to do, look through GitHub, look through different repositories that are open source. There are literally many materials, and start tweaking those, adding your own code, and it will come. It will come because in the end, it's all the matter of patience and honing your skills. So if you like this material, please subscribe to this channel and see you in the next episode. Thank you.